Hello, this is Ruben Rose, and today, as you can hear from outside, it's a rainy day, so let's write some lyrics. I've got a set of new songs coming out. It's 2 singles, 4 songs, and I've really wanted to write them down on paper for a while now, and so why don't you join me for that? Get yourself comfortable, get yourself something to drink, sit down, lay down, and join me while I write the lyrics on a piece of paper. So I've lit some candles for the magical atmosphere, but before we start writing, I'm gonna make myself some tea, because things go better with tea, of course. I'm a tea lover. I drink a lot of tea, especially at work. And because I drink a lot of tea at work, most of the tea that I drink comes from the packages, the tea bags that you get in the supermarket and everything like this. But I also really do appreciate the tea that comes, in leaves that you have to stop and make it yourself. I'm practically out of it, so why not? Why don't we use everything here? Because these things force you, to stop and think about what you're doing, It's very practical to have a tea bag that you can just add hot water and that's it, and I certainly take a lot of good things out of this. I drink a lot of tea at work, which makes me a lot happier, and even this mug was a gift from a student of mine because she knew how much I liked my tea. And this bottle as well, this thermos bottle which keeps water hot. So those are all very good things. However, I do appreciate, being able to sit down at home and prepare your leaves and prepare your brew and add your water to your mug and your little Nessie friend here. That is a slow brew tea. It will take about 3 to 5 minutes to brew, so not that long. This is Toronto Nights. It's a beautiful white tea, green tea, and it's got orange in it. It's got cinnamon in it. It tastes quite similar to almonds, and it's got all those very rich notes. It's very it's a very good tea. Well, we will start writing then. I will put this piece of paper here. This is from a lecture. I use this to test pens just so we don't stain the table. And today we'll be writing with these 2 pens. Those are 2 ink pens, fountain pens. This one was a gift that I got when I wrote my first book. And it's a real fancy ink pen. It's got a pretty thick stroke. Doesn't seem to be wanting to come out all that much. It's got a very thick stroke. It's quite forceful. It requires a heavier hand to write with, and it doesn't feel like writing today. So, okay, we'll respect that for a while. And the main pen that I'm going to be using is an ink pen from one of those Japanese trinket stores. It's got a very thin tip as opposed to the other one, and this one just writes like a dream. So this is what we'll be writing with, and as I said, we've got 4 songs to get through. I wonder if you can see the page. Yes, you can. Okay, so we've got 4 songs to go through now. The first one, which is the title track of the first single that I'll be releasing in this series, with a lovely cover art by the lovely Kylie, which I'm putting up on the video right now so you can see. This is the spoiler. This is a real old song of mine that I wrote a long time ago, which is called Make Me, a magic spell. And it feels very good to be able to write on paper these songs, because I write my songs on a Google document, and for ease of editing and for um, ease of having it. You know, I nearly always have my phone on my hand, so it's always very convenient to have that around. But when I go actually record the songs, I normally write them down on a piece of paper, but I do it very fast. I do it very, you know, just to have something to look at while I sing. But I think lyrics are such an important part of music. I don't know about you guys, but a lot of the music that I listen to sometimes doesn't focus as much on the lyrics because, you know, the instrumentals are more important, or because that's not the main idea of the song or the band of the songwriter. But at the same time, there's music that I listen to which is so lyric oriented. There's whole genres of music that are lyric oriented. If you think about it, hip hop is entirely lyric oriented a lot of the time. So I like to devote time to the lyrics that I write. I think writing them down physically helps me get a feel for them, helps me really interiorize those lyrics, and also because it is a piece of paper, I can send it to people, and I've been planning to send these to, you know, some good friends of mine that helped Ruby and Rose come through. You know, this one is called "Make Me a Magic Spell." Make me a magic spell, a potion for my heart. I know it tastes just like water, but it can feel like stars. It's probably one of my most cliche opening lyrics, but you know, cliches are cliches because they work. You know, if a thing is good, you don't mess with it. You don't play around with it. And those cliches that we have are cliches because they are very effective, because they are efficient, and they're pretty. What I like about this song is this bridge that I wrote, which goes, "You are the witch that they managed to burn." You know, because, oh, and there I made a mistake, but you know, it's what happens when you write and talk at the same time. Well, you're the witch that they managed to burn, but the fire was not enough to kill you. You've got blazing eyes that draw me to you because your power reflects on me too. It's, you know, some people that you meet, you just left in awe of them, and I think this song is thinking about those people, you know. But fire, my handwriting is not the best, but it does work for what is intended for. As a kid in Brazil, I learned to write in cursive. And I'm not writing in cursive right now because my cursive handwriting is something awful, you know, because I wrote it, you know, all throughout my school years, and sometimes wrote it very fast. It developed into a really, really ugly thing. Being by the time I got to high school, I could barely read my notes anymore. So I basically taught myself how to write again on high school, just so I could read my notes. And this is the handwriting that I use when I have something that I want other people to be able to read as well. Yeah. And this is how we work, isn't it? It's funny because I don't have my nails painted today. That's really unfortunate. Normally I have more colorful nails, but next time you see me, I will have colorful nails. You know, I'm just thinking because this is the video that focuses my hands the most. I don't know if when my hands will be so unfocused on the next adventure that I venture on. You know. Believe it or not, I started playing. I started painting my nails because of guitar. Because it looks very good on stage. Have you seen Kirk Hammett? Kirk Hammett paints his nails so that you can see his fingers moving on guitar, and it's really, 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 really cool to see. And I wanted to emulate that. So, and this is why I paint my nails the way that I do, because normally I paint all of them black, but just the ring fingers in each hand I paint in a different color, because the ring finger on my left hand, it's my leading finger, I guess. It's the finger that moves a lot while I'm playing guitar, so it looks very good if it's in a different color. And most people, when they paint their nails and they have one nail be a different color, they do the pointer finger or they do the thumb, and nobody does the ring finger. Nobody that I know does the ring finger, so I think it's something different, you know. But the first time that I actually did it was when I was playing Andy Timmons and Electric Gypsy, whoa, by Andy Timmons, and that song has a tapping solo in it, and so I was gonna be tapping with my pointer finger. So the first time that I did it, I did this finger different in this hand and this finger different in that hand, so it could look very, very, very flashy, because those were the fingers that I was using the most. But anyways, oh, a candle blew out. Make a wish. Well, this is what happens, right? I had lit all of these candles before. They're pretty cheap candles, you know. I can get them. The smell of candles as they blow reminds me of birthdays, because of course it does. It's a childhood type smell. Probably our tea is good to at least stop steeping right now. But I'll finish this song before. This verse that I'm writing right now is probably my favorite verse that I've written for this project. They tried to take you down with lightning, but you made it rain somewhere else. The thing that keeps you alive and well is what they call your arrogance. Because how many times have you gone through this story? You meet someone who is like the most strong, the most beautiful person that you've met in your life, and they went through so much stuff, and just them trying to keep themselves alive is seen as, some form of arrogance, which has never sat right with me. It's not arrogant to take care of yourself, to prioritize yourself in situations. But our planet seems to be telling us that. Well, not our planet, the people who live in it. And a second candle blew out here, and the third candle is about to. So, I tried to set a cozy vibe. It worked. It keeps on working, because the world keeps on changing, So make me a magic spell. I'm very excited for the release of this song, because it's an old song, it's a simpler song, it's simpler than a lot of stuff that you saw in Ruby and Rose, but it's very dear to me, and sometimes simple works, and people who've heard it have said that it's one of their favorites. Sometimes some people that have heard it have said it's not so much of their favorites because it's so simple. But here is Make Me a Magic Spell, which is the first song that we have written for this project. And now in this little interlude, let's take care of our tea. So first we're removing our Mr. Nessie here. Removing him very, very carefully, and then we'll toss him over. Putting him in a plastic bag here down by the side. I'll take care of the stuff inside after I finish shooting the video. Right now there's no points for there's no point in taking care of that right now. Anyways, our tea is very hot and it's very good. It's sweet, it's rich, it's complex. I really like it. Has this pen decided to work yet? No, this pen has some problems with its ink, I guess. We'll do a quick fix here. Here's a tip for those of you who are interested in ink pens. If your ink pen ever stops, and now I've got to be really precise with this, because this is boiled water. There we go. If your ink pen ever stops, you just get a little bit of water and you dip your nib in. Warm water works better for this. And when you dip your nib in, it will release the dry ink that has dried inside of your barrel, and you'll be able to write again. Now, careful, because when you do this, your pen tends to spill and to be really unstable while writing. So I'll leave this pen. Will I leave this pen around? Leave this pen. Oh, we'll try to write with it. Why not? You know, pens are made to be written with, and we are in good time for it. So this next song that we have is called Rock and Roll Princess. And I even like the idea of using this pen for this song, because this pen, I don't know, it might be from a fancier brand, it might be, you know, a family gift, just like the other one was, but might be a more expensive family gift. But the handwriting that it gives me is less even, and this song deserves a less even handwriting, because this is a breakup song, and it's not a I'm sad about you breakup song. It's I'm glad that I'm away with you breakup song. So dear princess, I wonder how you're doing. And up to this point, you're like, okay, this might be a I miss you song, you know, dear old princess, left behind in ruins. Oh, and we've smudged everything. This is a song that deserves smudges, you know. I don't want no fancy handwriting here. When I showed this to my siblings, it was very funny, because they noticed the pattern change. You know, it starts with, "And so, dear princess, how are you doing?" and it develops into, you know, "I'm way better than you. You're a fraud. You're nothing to me. You've brought me nothing good." And well, isn't that the truth? You know, some people get into your life and they leave you broken, and your time is wasted, you know. And sometimes you just want to scream it out. The song itself doesn't sound very angry. I guess it's a country rock type song. I brought the harmonica back for this one. Good thing that candle was off, or else I would have done something stupid there. Good thing I didn't touch the water, because I would have done something stupid. I'll dip my nib in the tea and see what happens. See, this pen fails sometimes, but you know. Anyways, where was I? Have you watched my analysis of Medea yet? That is a song that I wrote, and also a very famous play. Probably should have said that in another order, but why did I put a question mark here? Because I was asking you guys a question. Oh my god. See, this is why I normally don't talk while I write, but now, you know, I like sharing these moments. Trying to remember my own lyrics. And you're a princess. There's a million else of them. And isn't that true? I mean, you probably know there's a million people that say, oh, I've got noble heritage. And if you start looking at noble heritage, yeah, I mean, do you know that everyone who's Asian is descended from Genghis Khan, because Genghis Khan had a bunch of kids and lived long enough ago that, you know, basically every Asian is related to Genghis Khan, just like every European is somehow related to Charlemagne, you know, and I'm both, so I'm double the royalty, bitch. You're still a princess. But someone else's problem. Sometimes we get fortunate, and the people who do us harm in life just leave and go somewhere else, and are never to be seen again in our lives, and that is just such a good feeling, you know, when you can say, okay, finally you are no longer my problem, and I don't have to worry about you anymore. So when you dip your ink, normally it will come out a lot weaker right after you dip it, and then it will come back to before. But this pen has always been lighter than the other one. Perhaps because it's got a broader stroke, right? And it's the same amount of ink for larger area. Are we going to fit? We are. I forgot my lyrics. Well, I'll just write what I think they are. I forgot my lyrics. I'll write what they think they are, and whoever gets this, I'm sorry if they're wrong, but... But even though these lyrics are a much different vibe, even though these lyrics are much a different vibe than the first song, they're just as personal. You overstay. You're welcome, baby. Go back where you belong. Pretty face might look generic, but you never find a soul like mine. I love myself because you couldn't do it right. Those are some of my favorite lyrics to sing and some of my favorite because it's just so fucking heavy. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's very personal, but it's what you gotta do. When you find out that someone doesn't really care for you, you gotta care for yourself first. Starting to fight for space. And I'll definitely switch over to the other pens while I write the other ones, because this one, my handwriting isn't that good, but this pen doesn't really favor it all that much. Here the line repeats again, but I won't repeat it here because we're almost running out of space and we still have one more verse. I should have spaced myself different. I should have prepared for this video, but I didn't. It was just kind of a whim idea, God, it was just kind of a whim idea, and just like, yeah, let's do it. Overdriven to ruin. Still a piece of wordplay that I quite like. A rock and roll princess overdriven to ruin. And we'll finish it off. This part I kind of ad-lib. There's a lot of repetition here, but I'll write each verse that I ad-lib once, and that is Rock and Roll Princess, my angry breakup song. Here we go. So we're putting this to the side, at least for now, until I can figure out a way to make this less cloggedy, because this is a quality pen. There's there's something I gotta be doing wrong, But yeah, I still much rather write with the one that is more comfortable to write with. Well, now we move on to the second single that will take a little more time for you to see, but I filmed the making of these songs, and they will be available as soon as possible. This is called I Can Keep a Secret Well. You'll probably see a video for this song. I have a cool idea for this song. I'll see if I can film this with a couple of my friends. this one, this one is called "I Can Keep a Secret Well," so you know what it is about. It's just the way I cover everything I say. With the dose of the greatest hits. So the significance of the song is very important to me, and I know exactly what it's about. But you know what? I can keep a secret very well, so... But, you're joining me for this video, so maybe you deserve to know, And no, I didn't join your party because I never even tried to. And I keep writing you letters because I really like it. I mean it. Baby. Baby, I could probably live without you. But that is the sort of thing that I will never give a shot to. So some cheeky lyrics, it follows with an part, which I just did very out of key. God save T. And this part was so difficult to record because it's so many words in such a short musical phrase. I kind of struggled with it, but I did my best in the studio, which is this that you're seeing right now. This is the studio. Besides, I can keep a secret well. Oh yeah. Kylie also did the cover for I Keep a Secret Well here, and it's such a beautiful cover. You will be surprised. I didn't give her any instructions, I didn't give her any ideas. I just said, listen, can you make a cover for this? And I showed her the song, and this is what she came up with. And I say it's such a good interpretation of the song because of everything that I did on it, musically speaking. You will see what I'm talking about when it comes out. I made a mistake. But, mistakes are part of life. I started writing a verse that I had deleted from the song. That I had erased from the song. I say deleted because I deleted it. It wasn't the Google Drive. Alright. I noticed that my second verses after choruses and bridges usually have the same structure but more words in them. I don't do it intentionally, but sometimes I do. Ancient words in sigil books. Tell me stories. Ooh, don't fail on me now. Tell me stories of old magic from ages past. If I could, I would. And if I wander through the city, to corrode all I believe in. Boy, you know I'd look so pretty. I don't know how you'd resist me. And here in my head it goes, you know me, honey, honey, I do any, but I'm pretty sure that's not what I sing, even though that was what I wrote down. But I will write. I will write what I feel is right, and then if the recording is wrong, I'll just sing it right live. Sometimes that happens, you know. Any fans of the band Ghost here? The first song of the first Ghost album, Tobias sings Conjuration instead of Congregation, and he's been singing Congregation live ever since he noticed. Let me shine a light on you. And now the lyrics basically just repeats. And see, this is the distribution thing. If I had done the same thing for Rock and Roll Princess, the whole thing would have fit. But I did this for this song, and now I'm having a well. You know, this is part of the art of it. This song has a bass solo and a funny key solo. I tried to do a bossa nova fugue. Sounds very, very fucking pretentious, but oh, you know. I swear I'm not pretentious, I'm just having fun with music. This is why I make music, I just have fun with it, you know. And this is one of my more fun songs. It's called I Can Keep a Secret Well. And so we meet with our last song of the day. Yes, we really haven't done that many. I have already the next Ruby and Rose album entirely written out, including a lot of songs that won't even make it because there's too many songs to make it in. But if you want a teaser for the next Ruby and Rose album after these come out, I picked up the wrong object. This is a very pretty pile of rubies that I bought, but this is not it. It's this. Oh, it's a pot of jam. What is the significance of this pot of jam, you might ask me? You'll find out. So, but that's only for the album release. For the single release, the last song that will be the B-side of I Can Keep a Secret Well, that's Fenmore. And Fenmore is a song that gave me a lot of trouble to it gave me a lot of trouble to record, because I don't know, the texture is so important to the song. And what's the significance of the word Fenmore? Well, it is an Old English name. I like it because it's gender neutral. It can be a man, it can be a woman, and it can be neither. And I wrote this song. Well, the name Fenmore means beloved. You know, the person that you love, the person that is loved. Better said. And I wrote this song a lot thinking about the act of writing. So I keep my heart on the sleeve, Write your name on the page. I don't think I'll be writing home anymore. The expression nothing to write home about is an expression that I frequently teach my students, because I remember how impactful it was when I learned it. It's such a British expression, you know. This is nothing to write home about. I kind of really love it. Are we still recording the audio? Okay, we are. I had a scare there. Ladies and gentlemen, I had a scare in there. But we're almost done. This is the last... this is the last song that we're doing. This one is also a little bit more cryptic, but I guess the eagle-eyed viewer will be able to grasp it pretty easily. And I guess if I want you to take anything away from this video, it's that you should take some time to do the things you love, but really take time to do them, you know. Oh, I like to drink tea, but okay, tea bags are awesome. They make our days easier. They make it possible to enjoy some tea at work. But why don't you sit down and brew a cup, get some, you know, spend a little more time with it, sit down with it, really appreciate it. Oh, I like writing. Great. Notepads are great. Google Docs is great. Word is great. But why don't you sit down, get a pen that you like? Doesn't even need to be a fancy pen, you know. Can be anything that makes you feel good to write, and just feel good doing the things that you love, you know. It's something that is quite difficult to do in this hectic world that we are living in. So this is why it's so important to actively make time for it, you know. It's difficult. I'll keep my home. You touch my soul, and on we go. I really, you know, I write what I like to hear, and I really like those phrases of effect, you know, and on we go, and we carry on, you know, we'll carry on, and though you're dead and gone, believe me, your memory will carry on, you know, and so carry on. There's a meaning to life that one day we will find, you know. That is very beautiful, you know. On and on, heaven and hell, you know, it goes on and on and on. That is very beautiful to me. I like the idea of showing this continuity, you know. This next verse opens with one of the stupidest spelled English words. Cover me in 13 roses. Why 13? Because. And what do you mean cover me in 13 roses? Well, cover me in them. Exactly 13, no more, no less. This song to me feels like a very good chat late at night with a very good friend. It doesn't even need to be romantic. do I consider this video ASMR? I don't think I do. I'm not whispering, I'm not tapping on things, even though that sound, yeah, so I could do that since it's got some gold pen ink cartridges, and I can whisper that in your ear and tap those. I know people like this a lot, but this is not the aim of this video. But of course it feels a little relaxing, I hope. You know, I use square pen cartridges. Sometimes I use crown cartridges, yeah, but they're more expensive, so what am I doing? But yeah, it's important not to take yourself too seriously, you know. Most of this album was recorded on a brand new guitar, on a brand new bass, and I'm so excited to show it to you guys, because it's gonna sound a lot like an evolution from Ruby and Rose. I really like the original Ruby and Rose. Here's the cover that Mary so geniusly made for the original Ruby and Rose. It's such a good cover. It makes me so happy to know that I can count on these wonderful artists that I know to make the covers and make the videos and work around the things that I write, because I'm very particular with the music. This is why I do it all by myself. Not necessarily because it's hard to find other people with the same vision, but because I want to make it all myself. You know, sometimes it's okay to want to do things by yourself. But at the same time, I'm not an artist, which you can tell by my handwriting. But you know, it just feels good to work around talented people. Being around talented people it's a great feeling, you know, especially working for a common goal. Which will be true for when Ruby and Rose eventually plays live, and I will see you guys on the road when that happens, which excites me a lot. Oh, Candlelight, which has left us here because our candles blew out. But you know, respect everybody's limits, including your candles. That's a law of life. You know, they don't have the fuel to burn anymore, so they won't burn anymore, and there's no use to crying over burnt over candles. You don't just get some more. Now we're moving on to the more dramatic part of the song. I don't know if you could really see that, but I just turned a P into an H very dexterously, I must say, you know, covering up your mistakes and make them a creative detail. That's what my arts teachers would always tell me when I was a kid. I had a very good arts teacher. She would tell me, you know, if you make a mistake, it's not a mistake. That's a very creative detail. You just got to transform it into that. You're like, oh yeah. And that changed my attitude to everything. And this is one of the core. Oops, bumped the mic. Sorry. It's one of the core ideas behind my artistic production, I guess. Ah, yes. Let me pull your thorns out. Touch your very soul. And that's mostly the song here. And yeah, we are done. Alright, so if we put everything together, these are the songs that we'll be hearing on the next couple of singles that Ruby and Rose is going to put out. So we have Make Me a Magic Spell, Rock and Roll Princess, that's single number 1, I Can Keep a Secret Well, and Fenmore, that's single number 2. So as I said, I am getting these and I'm mailing some of these to some dear friends of mine, so people who've helped make Ruby and Rose the very, very start of something that it is right now. You know, people without whom this wouldn't even be a possible thing. And so I thank you very much for joining me in this journey. I hope that it was, you know, at least relaxing to watch, something that made you happy. Maybe you could do something else while you were watching this video. Maybe you just rested your head, rested your thoughts for a little bit. Hope you can find some time soon to do something that you really love, and take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I will see you in the very, very near future with new music, the lyrics of which you can read right now. Thank you.